Yesterday I was watching some stream with Kramnik and Bareyev commenting. Speaking about today's round, they said that Wang Hao vs Grischuk is the least interesting game of the round. I wonder if they still think the same way. Alexander Grischuk. Hello chess lovers, Sulan here, and in this video I want to share with you a very exciting game played at the ongoing FIDE candidates tournament. This is a game played in round 10 where Chinese chess grandmaster Wang Hao is playing against Russian chess grandmaster Alexander Grischuk. Wang Hao opened up with e4, to which Grischuk answered with French defense. Looks like that for this tournament his main weapon against e4 is French defense. Earlier in round 8, Grischuk has already played French against Alexeyenko. d4, d5, knight c3, knight f6, and the classical Steinitz is on the board. In here usually white is playing f4. This is the main move, but in the game we see knight ce2. So white is hurrying to strengthen his center with c3. But he's doing it at the cost of blocking the light squared bishop's diagonal, and in many cases this knight fails to find a fitting square. f4 bishop e7, knight f3 f6, so black is starting to bombard white's center from all possible sides, and white is going for the fianchetto of the kingside bishop. Queen b6, queen d2, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight c5, e takes f6, bishop takes f6, knight goes back on b3. We have an ugly pin, that's why black counterattacked white queen, queen d3, queen c7, bishop g2, developing the bishop and getting rid of that active knight. But then the knight lands on c4. Queen c2, knight e7, first strengthening the pawn on d5 in order to go for e5. Grischuk is playing a very dynamic chess and wants to keep his position as active as possible. Bishop f5, so we reached the critical position where in here Wang Hao made a very interesting decision. Let me tell you that now we are on move 20, but Grischuk was already in a serious time trouble. He had only 1 minute and a few more seconds up to move 40. And it was in here, yes, that Wang Hao decided to add fuel to the fire, make things complicated, and he made a staggering queen sacrifice. Queen d1, queen c1 are the alternatives, but he decided to choose this mega aggressive line, and now let's see how is this madness going to end. Rook e8, knight f4, coming after the pawn on d5, knight b6, knight takes d5. Well, at this point first removing the knight and then playing knight d4, and only then in the end winning. This pawn on d5 is better. According to Stockfish, this is what keeps the equality. But in the game we see knight takes d5 straight away, and this is something which is giving black a slight edge. Knight d4, queen d7, counter-taking white bishop, but with c4 white is managing to strengthen it. So against the queen, white has 2 minor pieces and 2 pawns, but this guy on e7 is going to drop soon. So finally black is moving back his bishop, which was hanging on c2, and the pawn on e7 drops. Rook e1, bishop f7. Well, bishop f5 could give black better chances. But even so, it's not that black can easily convert this advantage into a victory, you know. Yes, the engine gives black a huge advantage, but in practice, realizing this advantage in this position is not an easy task. I think that it's pretty difficult to find a good strategic plan in such positions, while on the other hand, playing with the white pieces is very easy. Knight takes g7, we see a very nice tactical shot. The idea is that now if king takes g7, then rook takes e7, and then bishop d4 check. Suddenly white is managing to open up the f file for the rook. So this line, I have to tell you, that is pretty much playable for black. Black can play for a win, but again, it's not that there is an easy win. Instead we see bishop takes d5, which is allowing white to equalize without much efforts. Bishop d4 check king g8, c takes d5. And now, yes, this looks too drawish, you know. Now you will see how white will form an impregnable fortress. Rook takes. Black decided to get rid of this dangerous pawn at the cost of giving up the exchange. And yeah, at this point the players agreed to draw. Temp control is already completed. And white can simply hold this position, you know. The rook on the 4th rank. And there is no way to make a progress with the black pieces. This is an impregnable fortress, completely equal. So that was a very interesting and daring queen sacrifice by Wang Hao, which was interesting, entertaining, but Grischuk's defense was impregnable, and even in a serious time trouble, he managed to hold the position and draw. In the end, a simple chess puzzle for you, where the task is to finish up black king. There is even a forced mate in 3, and as usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in my next video.